Hey creeps, it's Cameron again, and welcome back to my channel where I talk about books, movies, writing, and all things spooky. On today's episode of Library Macabre, I have a review of a children's book and a graphic novel, for once. This is called Graveyard Shakes by Laura Terry. Whenever I see a book with the word graveyard in the title, I always stop and take notice. Graveyard exploring is a hobby of mine, which shouldn't surprise anybody who knows me. There's just something about the peace and quiet of cemeteries that makes me feel relaxed. And let's face it, they're spooky as heck, which I'm all about. So as soon as I saw the cover for Graveyard Shakes by Laura Terry, I immediately requested a copy from Scholastic and read the book in one sitting once it came in the mail. This is a cute little middle grade graphic novel that can be read easily in a half hour, and it was just the short little read that I needed. When sisters Kadia and Victoria begin attending a new boarding school, they soon discover an underground spirit world located in a mausoleum in a nearby cemetery. Already sounds awesome, right? Little do they know that aside from the ghosts and ghouls, there is a man that inhabits this underworld, and he needs a single ingredient for one of his spells, and that is the life of a human child. Graveyard Shakes takes the style of graphic novels like Sisters and Smile, and it gives it a spooky supernatural twist. It is essentially a story about sisterhood, friendship, and ultimately grief. We have these two sisters right here, Kadia and Victoria, who start out very close at the beginning of the story, but soon after attending the boarding school, they get in an argument and you see them just slowly drift apart. And then there's Nicola, the villain of the story, who is not quite as black and white as you would expect from a story like this, even if he is technically a child killer. The artwork is also gorgeous. It captures the beauty of the changing seasons and the spookiness of the graveyard. The idea of entering a ghostly underworld through a mausoleum reminded me very much of Clive Barker's Nightbreed, just done in a much kid-friendlier fashion, of course. My only complaint about Graveyard Shakes is that the book is very, very short, and it doesn't explore all of the other relationships as deeply as it does Kadia's and Victoria's relationship. Also, everything is resolved very quickly, and I wanted to see just a little bit more of a struggle between points A and B. However, the end result is just a very entertaining, spooky story, and that's all I really needed to keep me entertained. And I think that's all kids are going to care about too. So I'm going to give this graphic novel 3.5 stars, and I wouldn't mind seeing more stories from these characters. So thank you all so much for watching this review of Graveyard Shakes. If you're interested in reading a copy of this book, I will post links down below in the graveyard. Thank you all so much for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one. Later, creeps.